Okay, so now we know the 4 different families of an orchestra. We have a brief overview of the types of instruments that we can find in those families. We also went over the registers of the string family, the actual strings that we find on the instruments in the string family. And now in the brass and the woodwind sections, we not only know the instruments in those families, but now we comprehend that some of those will be transposing versions of that instrument. We got a brief overview of what transposing instruments are, and then we got familiar with auxiliary versions of instruments. The bass trombone from the brass family, the bass clarinet from the woodwind family. And another 2 examples, we have the piccolo trumpet in the brass family, and then we have the piccolo flute in the woodwind family. The point of this is that we have a broad range of the registers, and when you look at, for example, a 88 key piano, we can start to comprehend how all these different instruments with the auxiliary versions and the bass and the piccolo and everything in the middle, we're covering a very wide and broad range of the registers, and that's the point of an orchestra. All these different instruments are going to fit in different areas on the register of, let's say, that 88 key piano. And an 88 key piano is perfect because right there you basically have the range of the orchestra at your fingertips. And then from there, it's good to study the actual instruments, understand the timbre, how different instruments from different families or similar families sound when they're put together. And all these things compile into orchestration. And of course, orchestration is huge. There's a lot to it. So that's why it's good to break down each thing. And now that we know each of these families, we can study each one of them separately. So look out for my next videos on the string family, where I'm going to go over some of the stuff I went over in this video with the strings and stuff, but I'm going to go over stuff a lot more in depth, actually show pictures, diagrams, things that you can print at home to help you understand, and even some things like cheat sheets to be able to write for the violin, viola, cello, and the double bass, for example, and be able just to think of notes and be able to write them. I have a cheat sheet that can help you understand what notes you're able to play, in what positions. I'm going to discuss it all in that video. It's going to be great, and that's going to be really good for a beginner. And then it's going to be sort of like training wheels. After a while, you're not going to have to look at the cheat sheet. You're just going to think of notes, and you're going to understand how to put those on the sheet. And then after enough practice, you're also just going to think about the different positions of the instrument. You're going to understand how the player can play. A lot of times they'll play one position on 2 different strings, and this will help them get a wider variety of notes. There's a bunch of little things to learn and pick up on, and a lot of things have changed throughout the years too, so there's a lot of information about things that could be considered outdated, but are probably still practiced when people are playing that style of music. So there's a lot to talk about, and I could keep going on for a long time. I wanted to make this video sort of brief. Of course, like most of my videos, they turn out a little longer than I want to because I end up wanting to add information in it, but it's all for a good cause because this information is very vital. And the point of my videos is they're videos that you can come back to, where you can watch the whole video and you can comprehend the basic idea. I can put some more complex things within the video, and maybe you won't understand that the first time, and maybe you're going to understand this whole topic of the families, the orchestra more, and you can come back to this video and watch it a second time, and some of the things that I explained, you already heard them, and they will click that second time. So just know if you don't understand anything in any of these videos, it's not a problem. You could always add a comment, and I will answer, and I'll do my best to explain what you're confused about or answer your question. But basically just try to pick up on as much information as you can. I gave you more than enough information in this video for a basic introduction of orchestra. So now do your own research, find your own YouTube channels. I can't recommend any channel more than Orchestration Online. He has his own website, his own online classes, and a extremely good YouTube channel with a community. I wish I wasn't so busy in life, in my job and everything, because I'd probably join more things like the music community and whatnot, but maybe one day I will. But just for you to know, that's there. There's also Music Matters. That's a great YouTube channel. He teaches a lot of things that you might have a question about, like for example, secondary dominants. You wonder how to use those. Check out Music Matters. He'll explain to you how to actually put them in a chord, how to actually use them musically, different examples, and there's a lot of other great channels out there. So if you enjoyed the content in the video, please like the video. It'll help me out. If you know anyone that'll be interested in this type of video, share it with one of your friends or on social media or something like that. If you want to see the videos that I'm uploading, make sure you subscribe. And make sure you leave any comments if you're confused about anything or just have any questions in general. I'd love to talk. I'd love to hear what you say. Even if it's any critique or anything like that, if you think I could talk slower or something, if I could explain less and try to focus on one thing and not go off topic, whatever you might say, I'd love to hear it. I'd love to hear the critique. I want to make my video better for the audience, and I want to teach people the best I can. So thanks for watching. I really do appreciate it. And until next time, take care, stay musical, and goodbye.